What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show starring Maxwell Smart. He starts out with 3 p.m. Eastern action, and he closes up at 8:30 p.m. with Florida State, Georgia Tech. 9 games on the card and some big marquee matchups. He's got the big Clemson game, Clemson, Virginia Tech. He's got the Illinois-Minnesota game on his card. He's got some exciting stuff. If you want to check out the entire show, hit the link on the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively at odds.com. Let's move on into 5 p.m. Eastern action for Max. We have Stanford Cardinal, 2-2 on the year, 1-0 on the road at CSUN. CSU Northridge Matadors, 3-1, 1-0 at home. We're at the Matadome, Northridge, California. We have CSU Northridge as 15.5-point home dogs on FanDuel right now. This total is at 144.5. After losses to North Carolina 67-63 and Indiana 79-63, Stanford got a victory in a 78-46 beatdown at North Carolina A&T. Their defense is strong, allowing 64 points per game, led by 6'9" senior forward, German senior forward Oscar Da Silva, who averages 17.3 points per game, and senior guard Dejon Davis, who's averaging 14.5 points per game. Like the senior guard and big combination here for Stanford. Then we have CSU Northridge. They were off for 12 days due to their game against Fresno State being canceled, and that was due to positive COVID cases in the Fresno State program. They came back in an 89-84 win at Pepperdine. They score 80.8 points per game. They hit 45.8% of their field goals. They're led by junior guard TJ Starks, who scores 19.3 points per game. CSUN, Max, are 15.5-point home dogs. Take it away, Stanford, CSUN.
Yeah, Jim, with this CSUN team, Mark Godfrey definitely slipped some money under the table to these guys to get them over there. Just want to point that out. I don't hate on it. I think it's a great move to do it. Paying players under the table is something I definitely support. I also support coaches sending strippers to their best players' rooms when they're in shooting slumps.
Sure.
And also sending another type of exotic entertainer that I won't describe, but they send them to teams that blow leads at halftime, like Creighton. But to this game, this is a Northridge team that a lot of people are going to be like, listen, you just beat Pepperdine. You just won as a 15-point underdog outright. You're going to have a letdown spot. It's very possible. With Stanford's three-point D being at around 24-25%, it's not out of this world to believe that will happen. Stanford does a good job of making their free throws. They do a good job of swatting shots and protecting the rim. You already mentioned him. Oscar Da Silva is having a fantastic season, 64% from the field and 90% from the free throw line. So you know that impresses the hell out of me. I love high percentage shots, and I love guys that make their free throws. But we also have to take note of this is a major step down in competition for Stanford. Stanford has played some good teams so far this year, you know, and then they played North Carolina A&T, who they slaughtered. I think with CSUN, they're going to have a little bit more trouble. The first half, they should definitely be very heavy, and they probably go full metal. But I don't know if I see them covering the full game. Obviously, CSUN has a letdown, like I just said, but this is a CSUN team that has TJ Starks in the lineup. They make their free throws. If they can limit their fouling, which has been a easier said than done proposition, I think that they can stay with this team. They share the ball well. The offensive attack of TJ Starks, Lance Coleman, and Darius Brown all provide different elements of scoring in different ways. TJ Starks and Lance Coleman are your best free throw shooters. Darius Brown obviously has some issues. But when it comes to the three-point line, that's where the biggest issue is. You don't have a deadly 3-point shooter like you did last year. Plus, you don't have Ron Artest Jr., who in his one game fucking got 6 points, 10 rebounds. So not having that guy, you needed someone to step up and in. And you have been very lucky because Alex Merck-Videles, he has been able to step up and in. The 6'9", 225-pound freshman is playing a ton of minutes. He rarely leaves the floor, doing a great job at just getting to the free throw line, making some nice high percentage shots. The 3-point line's been an enigma to him, but I do think that he figures it out. But you can really say that for the whole team aside from TJ Starks. I just think that this is a team that right now at this point of the season, they're on a hot streak, and you probably just got to keep on riding them. And that's what I'm going to do for this show. You know, we're talking about a win against Seattle, which was a little more expected, and then a very surprise win. So maybe they're probably not going to beat Stanford, but staying within 15 and a half or 16 points, that's possible. And Jim, unfortunately, this seems like another line that is going the other way right now, but I do think once the regular public gets a hold of it, they will be pushing it the other way.
There is a 16 available at Bet365. Would you prefer waiting?
No, I'll take the 16. What's the juice at?
I believe it's just a minus 110 situation. It is, yeah, minus 110.
That works for me, sir.
All right, we are locking in CSU Northridge here, plus 16 at minus 110. The Matadors at the Matadome, plus 16 points for Maxwell Smart.